Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the BINPodcast. This is episode 38, if I'm not mistaken, or 39. One of the two.
38.
38? Alright, we're on 38. But it is me, your host Isaiah, as always, the magnificent, the great, the sexy Isaiah Faithful. Hello, what's up, everybody? We should add, like, some fake applause, so, like, every time we introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
That'd be funny, but, I got my host MG Nas today. How you doing today?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. Hey, fuck the fucking Angels. I listen. I only like some Dodgers fans. Matter of fact, I like all Dodgers fans except for Isaiah and Mookie Betts, my favorite player. Fuck the Angels, dude. Fucking fucked up. But the Phillies won, so that's good.
Okay. But again, it's just gonna be me and MG today. We thought it was just gonna be
Yes.
us all three, but be Christian, the baby he is, he needs his sleep, and we record late at night, so it's understandable
Yeah.
sometimes. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's just gonna be us two today, and we're gonna get
Mhm.
straight into this. We were supposed to speak of this with baby Christian, but Andrew, how do you feel about the whole Aaron Rodgers situation? It being him wanting to leave, and now that Scheffner has came out and said he had no fucking sources. What the
Mhm.
fuck is going on here?
Dude, honestly, dog, this shit is fucking crazy, dude. And he planned this shit and he got us, bro. He got us. He did this shit on fucking draft day, bro. He got us, dog. He fooled us. He fooled us all. And it's just crazy because he's supposed to be one of the most reliable guys. And we believe a lot of the things that this guy says. And now you're coming out and you're making fake reports about Aaron Rodgers. First off, I couldn't imagine being Aaron Rodgers in this situation. All these fake news coming out about you and it's just crazy, bro. Like, yeah, I don't understand why you just make fake news like that when you're one of the most reliable reporters and everyone's supposed to trust you, and then you do this. So his credibility has definitely gone down, uh, very very down.
Yeah, and but the one thing you speak about how you say how he's like this was a bad thing. He also did this with the
Yeah.
49ers saying that they're gonna go Mac Jones, and knowing that how my organization is, I know they didn't say anything because every time John Lynch and Shanahan had spoken, it was an isolated location, so only they knew who was around them at the time, and they came out and said
Hmm.
this too. And for him to, I knew he was lying about this too. Well, and it's crazy to believe that he's been lying. It seems like he's been lying about a lot of stuff right now.
Hmm.
And like, why would he want more clicks if he's considered the best here already?
Right. Yeah, I just I could see like maybe like a fan page of like a Niners fan page leaking that Aaron Rodgers wants to go or some type of fake page, but you have millions of followers and you literally have a job with ESPN. You're like ESPN's top reporter. And now you just do this? Like I don't understand, bro. You're rich, you have money and followers. You don't need extra followers, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like if one of us did it, it's like, all right, you're an asshole, but whatever. You don't need followers, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
you literally don't. You have all the fame that you have. I just don't understand why. I just need an explanation.
And the weird part is, he could be telling the truth though, even without sources, because the Packers organization is saying they're trying to fix their relationship with him.
Yeah. So he may not be 100% lying. Maybe he's lying that Aaron Rodgers like wants out, but I think that there is still frustration with the Green Bay Packers because when you look at Rodgers' press conference right after the NFC Championship, he said it himself. My future is pretty much uncertain here. I don't know. Like my desire to retire with one team might be changing, and he said that from his own mouth. So at least we know, there's still some frustration there. But it's just crazy, man. Like I mean, I think Roger still leaves. If he doesn't leave this season, he's definitely going next year. I mean, there's no way he's gonna look at Jordan Love in his eye for another 3 or 4 seasons and be like, "I want to stay here." So I think Aaron Rodgers still leaves eventually. But it's just crazy, man. Why do you have to lie about stuff, man? Just, I mean, we all know he's probably gonna leave eventually, but still, man, I just don't understand it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and another thing with this, be Christian. Um, you want to touch on what he said about this whole situation?
All right, so B. Christensen,
Yeah, because you know more than I
he
do. So
said, I don't remember what day exactly this was. I'm trying to remember. It was earlier in the week though, right? It was what, Monday or
I
Tuesday?
think it was the Tuesday. It was a Tuesday after the. It was the Monday after the draft.
So it was this Monday that earlier in the week.
Yeah, he.
So he says, first off, let's not even let's before we get to that. He said right after they drafted Eric Stokes that it was a good pick and he wasn't mad at it, which
Fix
is
your mic
kind
real
of
quick.
weird. What'd you say?
Fix your mic.
Oh, my bad. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
But yeah, so he says like the Eric Stokes pick wasn't bad, which was crazy because a lot of Packers fans were the complete opposite. They thought they should have taken like Elijah Moore, JOK, or maybe an offensive lineman. So he was already kind of weird, saying how he liked the pick when every other Packers fan said that wasn't that good of a pick. But so a couple days go by, and this guy tries to defend the fact that they've been helping Aaron Rodgers. He literally got into an argument in this Discord we're in and like the main chat basically here. And he basically argued everyone that they were helping Rogers. In the same sentence, didn't even know that he was basically explaining himself by saying they didn't help Rogers. So, one of our friends we've had on here, Donnie, right? Donnie asked them, did you guys, draft the key offensive lineman? Did you guys do this? Did you guys do that? And B. Christensen basically said no. So Donnie said, well, yeah, so you just basically agreed that they didn't draft anything for Rodgers. And he said, no, that's not what I'm saying. When he literally said that they weren't helping Rodgers. So listen, man, B. Christensen or B. Sports Talk, whatever you guys know him as, he's not on this episode this week. We got another NFL episode next week because of the schedule release. He's not going to duck this conversation on this podcast. We are going to make sure that he comes on here and he needs to explain himself. Especially next week when the schedule release comes out, we're going to bring this back up when we go through the Packers schedule. So it's just crazy.
Yeah,
And then today, I watched his video and he proceeds to say, you know, I don't understand why Rodgers is mad, but I get it. We have the number one offense and we drafted all these guys, but this was a Jordan Love based draft. So he told himself 1 minute, I don't know why Rodgers is mad. 30 seconds later, he said this was a Jordan Love based draft, and you don't know why Rodgers is mad. He literally answers his own questions sometimes. And it's just so stupid how he tries to debate sometimes because the questions that he asks or the debate that he's debating, he literally answers his own question. And then in the same video, he proceeds to say, this whole situation is Rodgers and the organization fault. But I don't blame Rodgers for being mad at the organization for not drafting the guys he wants. I don't understand this dude. 1 minute he says this is Rodgers' fault. Next minute he says he understands Rodgers. Can somebody help me understand this guy? Because I clearly don't understand this guy. Maybe I'm the dumb one here, and
but
I just too dumb to understand it. I
but
just don't know.
but that's the thing. He's not the only Packers fan that's doing this. There's hella Packer fans that are doing this, going
Hmm.
doing saying the other, but then going back to this. It's
Hmm.
it's kind of weird right now because half the Packer fans are saying, "Fuck it, just trade him. Let's make it for Jordan
Hmm.
Love." And I swear to God, if Jordan Love becomes the next great thing, I'm gonna like stab myself in the stomach.
Yeah, come on.
And but it's kind of weird that the fact that that a lot of Packer fans are doing this.
Yeah, I don't. I think maybe it's just the emotional roller coaster they're going through because I feel like how you just feel something like you feel like this is coming to an end, and I think they just feel that, and they just don't know what to do. Don't know if they want to like just chill and they just want to wait and see, or they don't know if they want to panic. It's like they just don't know what to do right now. They're in an emotional roller coaster. 1 minute they're like, you know what, man, it's okay. This day was gonna come anyways. Next day, they're like, oh my god, I'm shivering in my boots. Rogers, don't leave. It's just crazy, dude. I just sometimes, man, and I get it when your franchise guy. Some of the younger Packer fans only know Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, so they only know good quarterbacks. So I understand. But I mean, did you see Patriots fans act like this when Brady left last year? The literal goat.
Yeah.
And Patriots fans, they obviously they said what they said, but they didn't act this bad as far as like being bipolar situation.
Yeah, and it's just strange to see how the Packers are reacting to this because the North is changing. There's
Yep.
there's change in the North, and the North is
Mm-hmm.
no longer where it seems to no longer be what it used to be.
Yeah. It's not gonna be the Packers dominating this shit anymore. Bro.
You
I
know.
mean, the Bears, if Justin Fields worked out, they're a team to watch out for. The Vikings, we'll wait and see with the Vikings. I mean, they have Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. They have a promising team. And then, the Lions, I feel like they'll always be the same old Lions. But I think the Bears are going to be the next team in the NFC North to start dominating, like it was the Packers all these years. I think Chicago's tired of getting bullied by the Packers. I think it's the Bears' turn, man. So the Packers better hold on to Rodgers, man. They'll better try to get him to play at least one more year with y'all because the Bears are about to take over this division if Justin Fields works out.
Yeah, and it's gonna be insane. I can't wait to see how this whole thing with the North, Aaron Rodgers, and one thing I just hope Aaron Rodgers, please just don't become a Bronco, please.
Nah, dude, we don't need that. Broncos fans don't deserve Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah, they already got Peyton Manning. Fuck you guys, and you also had what's his name, fucking
John
Elway.
Elway.
Yeah, that's someone else, like the Raiders.
Hey, the
Yo,
Raiders,
imagine
did they
him.
have Rich Gannon? Is it Rich Gannon like their greatest quarterback?
No, I don't. I probably, but fucking hey, Rich Gannon, fuck. Rich Gannon was a
Damn.
Rich
Yeah, the
Gannon was a goon
Raiders.
though. Rich Gannon was a goon.
Yeah.
Except in the Super Bowl, he was ass.
Mm-hmm. But yo, this shit crazy though, man. It's low key. I'm just getting entertainment from these Packers fans though. It's kind of fun to watch, man.
Well,
It's kind of fun to watch.
all right. So let's say he does. Name some.
Uh huh.
Let's name some teams, um,
Yep.
that he would go to. Like let's say they do, and let's see
Mm-hmm.
what would those teams. What do you think those teams would have to give up? Name like let's name
Okay.
three, each of us, both of us.
All right. So, I mean, I'll start. Who do you think the Broncos would give up if they trade for Rodgers?
Von Miller has to be involved in that trade.
Okay.
Von Miller, and
Um.
I think at least Von Miller, two first round picks in a second.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that seems like a fair deal. That seems like a fair deal right there. I mean, I would agree with you. If
Or
not Von Miller, they go after Cortland Sutton, try to get Devontae Adams another receiver.
or they don't go with Jordan Love and they take on Drew Lock.
Yo, that would be fun. That would be so great to see. That would be great to see Packers fans just cry
Yeah,
because they have Drew Lock.
like
All
QB.
right, that's yeah, yeah. I agree with that though. Von Miller, two first and a second.
Yeah, they could
That
work.
seems like a deal.
Let's say okay. What else? What else? Another team. Even though
Raiders,
yeah, Raiders. But what would the Raiders
the
have to give?
Raiders.
I think
Oh,
Ruggs has to be in that trade. There's no way
you think
Ruggs.
so?
There's no other way. Who do they have that the Packers don't want, or who the Packers
Yeah,
want? Like no offense to the
yeah, bro.
Raiders,
This one.
but
hmm it has to be Ruggs. Yeah, and a couple first round picks, maybe 2 seconds,
I
maybe two first 2 seconds in Henry Ruggs.
yeah yeah maybe. But no, but then you would no, you would think it would be cheaper then because Henry Ruggs is younger than Von Miller.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Because if they given up 1 second to get Von Miller, yeah, you probably give up less second round picks to get Henry Ruggs because it's the younger player.
Mm-hmm. And Henry Ruggs
Okay.
is gonna stay there longer. I think
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? Fucking
Von Miller.
Von Miller's. I think he's on his last year.
Potentially, man. Von Miller getting a little old, injured, and I mean he's still a solid player, but
Yeah,
like he's not the Von Miller of
of the past
what
of
we
the
know.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
God, there would never be a player that dominated that good that year like that.
All right. What about you? Got another team?
You know, even though. I don't think is gonna happen. What about San Francisco?
I mean, all right, this could happen. You
Because
guys do have pieces they want. Now, this either goes one or two ways. You guys just drafted Trey Lance for them, which I don't think that's possible. But you guys just basically drafted Trey Lance for them, and they just say, screw Rodgers and Love, cut Love, and then just give you guys Rodgers. Or which will I think will realistically more likely happen, and I don't know if this will happen either realistically, but let's just say this. You guys say trade away Jimmy G.
Jimmy
You guys
G,
give up
a f-
you guys give up two first round picks, but you don't give up a second though. You give up Jimmy G, and then you'd have to give up. I think they might ask for Brandon Ayuk, or they might ask for a guy like Arik Armstead, who's probably your second best D lineman other
well,
than Bosa.
okay, let's say we do give him Nick, fucking Garoppolo and Eric Armstead. I'm only giving up one first round pick then, because you're getting
Yeah,
two
well, yeah, because
players.
you're giving up one in your top three like probably your third best defender behind Fred Warner and Nick Bosa on the team, and then you're gonna give up your starting quarterback and then a first round pick. I think the Packers will ask for that extra first round pick in negotiations, but I think John Lynch is such a good GM that he get the Packers GM Brian Gutekunst to do that. I
Well,
just think they'd ask for more first round picks because when you look right, and the Packers are going to go into this, Watson was at like they were asking to trade for Watson
hmm
for two first round picks or three first round picks in 2 seconds and stuff. Even though Rodgers is older than Watson, he's still better. So you would assume the Packers would ask for a little bit more
and
than
not
just
and
one first round pick
yeah,
from you guys, especially because
yeah,
you guys have assets and picks
and
that
not
they want.
and not only that, he's a hometown boy. You gotta look at that way.
Yeah, the hometown discount. So that could also work too. John Lynch can play the hometown discount in his factor.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be interesting, man. If Rodgers gets traded away, that's it's gonna be the news of it's gonna be the most breaking news since Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. This is gonna be the biggest breaking news. I think this is gonna be bigger than Tom Brady leaving the Patriots, though, because Tom Brady was a free agent, right? Free
Yeah.
agents always leave teams.
Yeah.
This is a trade. This is like I don't want to be with this team anymore. Bottom line, get me
hmm
out of here. So this
And
is gonna be some big news, man.
and not only that, you gotta realize this too. Let's say he does come to San Francisco, he's he's probably gonna win a Super Bowl. And I just messed up the background. Don't worry about that, guys. But it's all good. But you also gotta realize that he's also a hometown boy. He's gonna want to
hmm
play better in San Francisco. He has possibly a guy in IU who's probably could be a number one. He almost had a
hmm
thousand yards last year if he had played all games.
hmm
Debo Samuel, he has him right there too, an established running game with a bunch of nobodies. And then you also have, if not the best tight end in football.
hmm
And then you have a defense that could carry you if you ever slump down.
Yeah, Rogers to the Niners, especially if you guys are just giving up Ayuk, Armstead, and a couple of picks. I mean, you're gonna still have Debo. You're gonna still have that run game. You're gonna still have Kittle. You're gonna still have Warner and Bosa. You're gonna still have your safeties and Jimmy Ward, Jaquiski Tartt. You're still gonna have Jason Verrett. You're gonna have a lot of guys. If what I would assume the Packers are one is Arik Armstead and Brandon Ayuk. You're gonna still have a Super Bowl team. And then if you guys keep Rogers, let's say
2 years.
you guys keep him for 2 years, and
He retires.
you
Let's say
guys
two
let
years retires.
you and and Trey Lance says, you know what? I'll sit under Rodgers for 2 years. If you guys can pull that off, get Lance to sit under Rodgers for 2 years. Trey Lance is going to win a Super Bowl his first year as a starter. I don't see why not, because you're going to have a Super Bowl established team already.
Mm-hmm.
All he has to do is take what he learned from Rodgers and add it to his game. You
Future
guys are
Mike.
going to be a Yeah, I said Trey Lance, if he sits under Rodgers, all he has to do is take what Rodgers taught him,
Mm-hmm.
put that into his game, and he's going to win his Super Bowl his first year starting. I don't see why he can't. I don't see why he can't.
And it'd be crazy to think Aaron Rodgers brings us a Super Bowl. Let's say he does. He plays 2 years.
hmm
I feel like we automatically win our first trade with the fucking
Packers,
no, not with the Packers, with the Dolphins, because we won a Super
Dolphins.
Bowl and we have
Mm-hmm.
our guy as well. And then
Trey Lance. Yep.
let's say we get Trey Lance, and I mean we start Trey Lance the 2 years from now, he wins us a Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl. We win both trades, and just to let's say we win one Super Bowl with each quarterback, it's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
We win those trades, and let's say Trey Lance becomes the future of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It, it's it's gonna be crazy, especially knowing that he learned under a guy like Aaron Rodgers. It's gonna be insane,
It's,
but that's one thing too. I don't get the disrespect for Jimmy saying that he shouldn't be the guy. If like say we don't trade for Aaron Rodgers, right? He shouldn't be the
mhm.
guy that people should teach under. Who knows the system better than anybody as a quarterback?
It's Garoppolo. It's
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo or RG3. That's like, or maybe I mean Matt Ryan, obviously, but Matt Ryan's not coming to San Francisco,
Yeah,
so right, it's Garoppolo,
yeah,
like right.
yeah.
So I
And
mean, I think we can. But I don't see why can't Trey Lance learn under Garoppolo for a year,
yeah,
right? Like Garoppolo's a starter. He's won playoff games. Like we're not just gonna sit here and just like say Garoppolo hasn't won games. Is he's won a few games with using his arm, him being the reason why he won the game.
mm-hmm.
He's even though he hasn't played in those Super Bowls, he's experienced a championship under the greatest of all time. Why can't he teach off Trey Lance? I don't get that narrative.
Yeah. And
I
it's gonna be crazy. I feel like we should speak about this more next week
mhm.
when the schedule
Sch-
comes out.
schedule releases.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But only I'm just saying
Yeah.
this right now. If Jimmy G plays a healthy season, and he wins us, let's say Jimmy just gets us to at least another NFC Championship appearance, we're getting a first round pick
Hmm.
out of him.
Ooh, you think somebody will trade a first for Jimmy G?
If he went, let's say he gets 4,000 yards, stays healthy the whole year, he's gonna get a first out of us.
I mean, a team gonna have to be desperate. But you know, a team who I can see y'all trading Jimmy G to, depending on how their current quarterback situation is now,
Who?
I could see. Who knows what happens to Deshaun Watson? Let's just say he's some for some reason it could be for legal issues or he gets traded.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say for some reason he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
What if you guys trade? If you guys, because look, they already made a stupid trade. They gave up. They they got back a third and a washed up running back for the one of the best receivers in the league. What if you guys finesse Houston and get a first round pick and a second round pick for Jimmy G after they just traded away Deshaun Watson?
I'd bust a nut.
I just if it's any team that's gonna trade multiple top picks, it's gonna be Houston because they're crying because they Deshaun Watson left.
Well, you could also be.
I can see that happen. I you know what? I know we're not even to this season, but I think that next season Jimmy Garoppolo's gonna finish this season with the Niners, and then you guys trade him to the Houston Texans. I think that's what happens.
Now imagine if he wins us a Super Bowl. Let's say him, he has not an MVP type season, but let's say
Hmm.
a good season. Let's say
Right,
he
like a 28 touchdown,
28
six
touchdown,
interception.
6 interception, like almost 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 yards passing, right? Is like what
Hmm.
average quarterbacks pass.
I mean, I'd say for Garoppolo, probably 4,000 yards passing.
Let's say 4,000 yards, right?
Yeah.
Let's say 4,200. Let's say 4,200.
Hmm.
He's gonna be worth a first round pick. I mean,
Yeah. I think Houston's that team, bro. If you're looking for that type of value for Jimmy Garoppolo, I think Houston's that team, man. You guys better call Houston like, look, you guys just lost your quarterback. You're gonna get a veteran, classic guy with Jimmy G, who's won some games, won some big games. I mean, that can happen. I think Houston's that because when you look at all the other teams in the NFL, right? They don't really necessarily need a quarterback. The Patriots, if Mac Jones works out, they have a quarterback. You
Mac
got
Jones is gonna
Fields
work
with
out.
Chicago. You got Fields with Chicago. You got Zach Wilson went to the Jets, Trevor Lawrence went to the Jaguars. Every team that needed a quarterback this year has either their future quarterback or they already have a starter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I mean, Houston is the only team that's in question of who's their starting quarterback. And you guys trading Jimmy G to them would be the perfect fit because they're the only team in the league who didn't draft a top quarterback who needed a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Houston's just a perfect spot for the Niners to trade Garoppolo if it comes down to that.
Yeah, and it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird to see how this plans out because I think Jimmy's gonna have a
Hmm.
chip on his shoulder this year. I think he
Yeah.
knows it's possibly his last year,
Hmm.
and I know he's not the type of guy to try to like screw us over. So I think
Hmm.
he's gonna try to use Trey Lance to his ability, like
Hmm.
how what's his name, fucking
Rogers.
not Rogers, Alex Smith was to Mahomes.
Okay. Like, still have a good season, good playoff season, so we can trade you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still have your guy. Because that's how that Alex Smith, man. People they give Alex Smith credit for mentoring Mahomes. But one thing they don't give Alex Smith credit for is that Alex Smith still played so good that year. He made the playoffs, and he was like, "Look, I'm gonna play good this year. That way, you guys can trade me for a good draft pick."
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole key to that. Because if they didn't get no value out of Alex Smith, I mean, obviously they still be good, but that's just the extra value. And I think Jimmy G's the type of guy like, all right, I'm gonna play good. I know this is my last year. I'm gonna play good for y'all so y'all can get a good pick out of me. It's a win-win for both sides. The quarterback gets to go to a new, fresh start, and you guys can start fresh with your new quarterback. It's just a win-win situation. And I feel like Jimmy G, man. I mean, I just feel like he's that type of guy who he understands the game. He's been in the game for a while. He's been a backup. He's been a starter. He knows how this works. So he's gonna know how to handle this situation better than any other starting quarterback in the NFL because he's been the bench. He's been the starter. So he knows every situation. He knows both sides of the plate. So I think he's gonna handle this situation with Trey Lance, with class and with 100% leadership.
And another thing, it's not Jimmy G's job to lose. It's when Shanahan believes Trey Lance is ready to play. So that's another
Yup.
thing you got to look at as well. This isn't his job to lose. If he's playing, he has to be playing his the best football of his career in order for him to not lose that
Hmm.
starting position.
Hmm.
If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if he's traded by trade deadline.
That could be a possibility as well. And like I said, who's the perfect team who might need a quarterback by trade deadline? It's the Texans, man. I mean, if this has Texans written all over it right here, that's a team that's known for making kind of bad trades, and you guys can get some extra good value out of them because you know that they're not good at making trades. I mean, I just think this is what happens right here. But like I said, it's all up to Shanahan. When does he think Trey Lance is ready? Right? Like when does this? Because I think we all agree Trey Lance is not ready week one, but it's like it's gonna happen eventually. So it's whatever Shanahan thinks, man. It's what Shanahan thinks. Will John Lynch try to pull the trigger for Aaron Rodgers? That it also comes down to that. It's just it all depends, man. So the Niners situation is going to be so fun to watch because they're still going to be a good team, but they also have a quarterback just sitting there, and everybody's going to be from week to week. When is he going to play? When is he going to play? And it's going to be fun. I think as a Niners fan, y'all might be a little nervous though. Y'all might be a little anxious to see Trey Lance play a little too fast, and I think you guys might get a little bit anxious. But as a non-Niner fan, I think it's going to be fun to watch you guys transition over from Garoppolo to Lance.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we don't see Trey Lance till next year.
Yeah, I think
Ho-
that's the best thing
Hopefully
you
we
guys should
see
do,
him like once, maybe in like week 17 or week 18, if we make the
right?
playoffs.
Hmm.
That's probably the only way.
Yeah, if you guys like got a playoff spot clinched, or you guys are blowing someone out and it's like garbage time, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's gonna be cool to see. It's gonna be very cool
Yep,
to
yep.
see. But moving away from football, let's get
Hmm.
to a contender right now in the in the East. Let's talk about your
Yep.
76ers, MG. How do you feel right now, bro? Especially knowing that your team is possibly could be the only team that can knock out the Brooklyn Nets.
I mean, this is crazy, right? Like going into the season, I've had like I was confident. I thought we would be the three seed. And I thought the Bucks and the Nets would be the two teams that'd be better than us. I felt like we had the motivation to be better than the Celtics. I felt like we would be better than the Heat because I was the type of guy where I knew the Heat was going to start off slow because of the whole bubble. So I had us at number three from the rip. I already had us as top three team in the East and a top five potential team in the whole NBA. I didn't expect to have the one seed and to be able to say we are gonna probably beat the Brooklyn Nets or we have a high chance. I should have worded that better. But it's just amazing because I when I first started watching NBA, it was in the year 2015, I believe. Right? Like I've been watching NBA years before that, but like when I first started caring, it was when the Sixers won 10 games, right? That was rough. And then the next year, we won 28 games. That was rough. And then we went from 28 to 54 to 54 and 28. We completely reversed our record. And then the process, whole thing started happening, and the process was working. And, we got jokes last year. We know we got swept in the first round, and everybody was like, quit the process. But here's the thing, man. And us true Sixers fans know we've just been waiting for this, man. We deserve this. We went from 10 wins to now being the number one team. And in a few games, in 2 or 3 games, we're going to clinch the one seed. This just feels great, man. And to say that we have a better record than the Nets, and I know the Nets had a little bit of injuries, but to say that we're better than the Brooklyn Nets, to say that right now we have arguably the best center in the league, to say we have one of the best teams in the league, I mean, this is just something we've been waiting for, man. And we just living in the moment, man. So this is honestly a fun season for me. I know it's not for you, and we'll talk about that later. But this is just cool, man. This is cool to see that we're finally doing what we promised, what the players, what the coaches promised us fans that we'd be like this, and they're finally giving us the promise.
But you gotta realize you still got a coach who can choke in the playoffs. I'm just saying, but for
Yeah,
right,
no.
but for right now,
Mm-hmm,
I respect you because you were one of the few Sixer fans that still had belief and hope, and
mm-hmm.
and to see your team do what they do right now, it's amazing. The fact that you have who you basically are making Tobias Harris look good after having an okay season last year, making him look
Right.
way better. If Joel Embiid stayed more healthy, he'd probably be the best player right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, he'd probably be the MVP.
you got Ben Simmons, who's arguably the best defender.
Mm-hmm.
Your team is very, very, very good right now.
Yeah, and then like I know people troll Danny Green, but hey, he been good for us shooting the ball this year, so I ain't
Fuck you,
complaining.
fuck you.
Hey, and look, man, and I know, and I get this a lot from Lakers fans. Wait for him in the playoffs when he got to shoot a game winner. He won't be shooting game winners for us. It's gonna be Seth Curry or Joel Embiid trying to shoot in the post. Hell, Danny Green won't be taking that shot. And as much as we gonna touch on that Danny Green shot for just a second right here. As much as Lakers fans blame Danny Green for taking that shot, y'all shouldn't have gave him the ball. Y'all should have knew that LeBron should have took the shot. And I get it, maybe they was focused on LeBron, but y'all shouldn't have passed Danny Green the ball. Y'all know he ain't that clutch. Like, but nah,
But
all seriousness
but
though,
you
it's just cool to see
you gotta
Danny Green.
also you gotta also realize that he was literally on top of the key, and
Mm-hmm.
that is the easiest shot to make as a professional
True.
athlete when you're wide open. Come on.
Hey, don't pass him the ball. Look, maybe if I was in that situation without passing the ball, maybe, but hey, bruh. But nah, man. Also too, man, the Bucks. This is an interesting team, right? Because B. Christensen really ruined the Bucks for me. And when I say that, it's because, and we were talking about B. Christensen and his, dumb Packer takes.
Hmm.
This man just saying that the Cavs are the best threat to the Bucks in the East, and the Bucks and this, the Bucks and that. Just some things he says stupid about the Bucks drives me crazy. Outside of B. Christensen, this team is they just passed the Brooklyn Nets. They're the 2 seed. Now the Nets are down to 3. And the Bucks are on a 5 game win streak. And they beat Brooklyn Nets two times in a row with KD and Kyrie, both playing exceptionally well. And this is just crazy how The Nets fans, they want to talk, they want to chirp. But now when the Sixers and the Bucks are both past the Nets, I don't see Nets fans anywhere talking anything. They just seem a little too quiet for me. Listen, win or lose, I've been very outspoken about my Sixers this year. I don't see the same with Nets fans. I don't see them talking. They only talk when they win, when they play easy teams, when they beat teams like the Wizards, when they beat teams like the Pistons. But when they lose to the Sixers, when they lose to the Bucks, I don't hear them talking. When they do talk, all I hear is excuses, man. I'm tired of the Brooklyn Nets excuses. And as much as I hate the Bucks, I'm honestly proud of the Bucks right now that that we are showing the Brooklyn Nets, hey yo, I ain't just gonna push around this. Like we gonna show y'all that we gonna be some good competition.
And
Happy for the Sixers
who's
and the
been saying
Bucks.
Brooklyn ain't shit? I have. I've been saying
Not the
this shit
Bucks.
since day one. Brooklyn fans ain't shit.
Mm-hmm,
They literally want to. I've seen Brooklyn fans do this. I've seen teams do this before. They only show up when their team plays bad teams, and you stated that earlier.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm,
it's just funny, bro, because they want to talk all that shit about how they beat the Wizards and all this, but
mm-hmm.
they're not going to be able to say anything when they get eliminated in the first round by the. And I hope to God Brooklyn doesn't even make it past the second round.
Ooh, you know what I want to see? I want to see the Brooklyn Nets get eliminated by the New York Knicks. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, bro.
Bro,
I want to see the Knicks beat the Nets, bro. That would be so. That just be fun, bro. I just want to see that. That's what I want to see.
the NBA world would break.
Yeah,
The
dude. If
team
they
that
could
wasn't even
possibly play in the playoffs, dog, give me that series.
the
I'll
t-
take that.
the team that wasn't even supposed to make the playoffs in the first place makes the playoffs, and not only that, takes out the biggest threat in the East right now.
Hmm.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and honestly, because as I said, the Cavs were the biggest threat in the East. It's the New York Knicks. When you talk about the other teams, obviously you got the Sixers and the Bucks and the Nets, but the biggest threat right now is the New York Knicks. So if we can somehow, I don't know how the seating is exactly right now, but if we can get a Nets and Knicks series and the Knicks somehow win, come on, dog. That's great for the NBA, honestly. Because first off, and I know shout out to Josh because he says this a lot. When the New York team is good, when the New York Knicks are good, that's just great for the NBA because New York fans bring a lot of great ratings to the NBA. And if we see that, that's just gonna break the NBA world. That at that
Oh,
point, I think we all get what we want.
okay. Look at this. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn's next games: Nuggets, Bulls, Spurs, Bulls, Cavaliers. I think they only lose one.
Mm.
I think they only lose one of those games.
I think it was to the Nuggets.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
And then let's see.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see another team beating them.
And the for New York,
Mm-hmm.
they have the Clippers, Lakers, Spurs,
Ooh,
Hornets,
ooh,
Celtics.
ooh! They could lose the Celtics game, that Clippers game, and that Lakers game. It depends. And we're gonna talk about the Lakers here in a second. It depends on what Lakers we get. The Clippers, they've been tearing it up lately. I like what
Hornets,
I see from the Clippers.
Melo's been a
The Hornets,
motherfucking
Lamelo
beast.
Ball just got back too. He had a couple. He had a good game a couple days ago. 23 points, a couple rebounds, couple assists. That's good to see. The Knicks can lose some games right here. I
And
think the Nets definitely have the easier schedule. And if the Nets stay at 3 and the Knicks drop down to 6 with their a little bit harder schedule, that's a 3-6 Nets versus Knicks matchup right there.
well, you also it could happen because the Hawks are one game behind them right now, and the Hawks'
Hmm.
next couple of games are the Wizards, the Magic, and the Rockets.
Oh, that's 4-0 right there. For the Hawks, that's 4-0.
Yeah, and the way the Hawks have been
And
playing as of lately too.
yeah, yep,
And
that's 4-0
and
for the Hawks.
Miami, the sixth seed right now, their next couple of
Yeah,
games are gonna be the Celtics, Sixers, Bucks, Pistons. They're gonna lose. They could lose
they
three.
could lose 3. The Celtics, I think they beat the Celtics, and I think they beat the Pistons.
Oh, I'm sorry. They play the Celtics twice. They played tomorrow, the 11th, and then they play you guys and then the Bucks, and then so they could lose four actually.
Whew. I think they beat the Celtics twice, but they lose to the Sixers and the Bucks.
And then for the Celtics, they play the Heat twice, and then after that they
Hmm.
play the Cavaliers, and then the Timberwolves, and then the Knicks.
Okay.
So four through seven could easily change up in the next four games.
Yup. That's gonna be fun to watch in the East, 4 through 7 right there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait, man. It's almost NBA playoff time. I can feel it. I can really feel it. Like, what's today? The NBA playoffs start May 22nd. At the time of this recording, or what the time of this will be posted is May 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's what 14 days away, I can feel it. That's 2 weeks away, man. 2 weeks away from the playoffs. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
But Mr. Isaiah, the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event of the evening. What's going on with the Lakers, bro?
All right. So
What's going on, dog?
I'm gonna take my AirPods off for this very quick.
All right.
All right. So the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, my Los Angeles Lakers, they lost today in a tough game. Fuck you, Kuzma, you're a cunt. They lost a tough
Mm-hmm.
game to the Trailblazers today. That knocked them down into the playoff playing round. They are now the number seventh seed. And am I worried? Yes. Are the Lakers struggling? Yes. Could we possibly be eliminated from the playoffs? Yes. And the the one thing I'm very worried about of this team was yesterday, two nights ago against the Clippers. They showed no effort, no passion for the game.
Mm,
It looked like they went out there and started. They just wanted to. They do it basically. They went out there for money, and
mm,
AD trying to play like Kobe, him or Melo, just him only with the ball, and then you don't
mm-hmm,
play him for the rest of the game. Do the back spasms,
mm-hmm,
but then he's okay to play tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
Whatever, but this team looks not ready for the playoffs. Cause let's look at the teams they're gonna have to go through in order to make it to. In fact, if they want to, let's say they do get the six seed back, right?
Yep.
They play the Suns,
Mm-hmm.
Knicks,
Okay.
Rockets, Pacers, uh, fucking Pelicans,
They can lose to the Suns of the Knicks,
the Blazers,
the Blazers. Yeah.
the Spurs,
Ooh. Mm, that's tough, man. The
Rockets.
Spurs always play you guys well.
Actually, if we could win if we could win at least four of the five games we have left, we could maybe pass them because they did beat us today for the tiebreaker. So they have the Spurs, Rockets, Jazz, Suns, Nuggets. So they could lose to the Nuggets, Suns, and Jazz, and possibly the
Yeah.
Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs always play y'all tough. They always play you guys tough.
No, we're not playing the Spurs.
It's
The Blazers are,
the Blazers. Mm.
and then we're
I mean
two.
the Blaze
Go ahead, my bad.
I think the Blazers you guys have to is LeBron gonna be playing that game?
Yes, LeBron said he will be back for next week, and that's the thing. Are we
Okay.
gonna get LeBron, or are we gonna get
Yeah.
LeBron 2017 with the balls injury where he played very slow?
Oh, the groin injury.
Yeah.
I think. See, here's the scary thing. He says he's not never gonna be 100% healthy. What does that mean? Is he
Fix your
saying
mic. Fix
that
your mic. Fix your mic. It's like staticky.
Le, Le, LeBron James says right that
Mm-hmm.
he's never gonna be 100% again? Is that what is that right? Like, is he just saying that because he was in pain that day, and he's just like, and he's fine now, or is he actually saying he doesn't think he's gonna be 100% again?
Or is he
Because that's
saying?
gonna be crucial.
Or is he saying that to see? Or is he saying that so
Mm-hmm.
people don't have to worry about him? What if this is just an all
Smoke
elaborate
screen.
thing? I mean,
I
because
mean, this is a smoke screen. This is the biggest smoke screen I've ever
what
seen.
if the okay? I'm gonna go back to my rant. But what if the Lakers are doing this
Mhm.
so teams sleep on them?
If this is a smoke screen, the biggest smoke screen I've seen in my life.
What if the Lakers purposely go to the eighth seed so they could play more games? What if they
Mhm.
purposely make the playing round? I know it's not a thing. Why would teams want to do that, right? Purposely lose.
Mhm.
But let's say they do, right? They're doing that so they can make the eighth seed to play more games, so they could be more with each other, right?
So it can get in the rhythm in the playing
Mm-hmm.
tournament.
Mm-hmm. And
Like if this is a setup, this is the biggest setup I've seen in any sport. But it's just I just want to know what does that mean when he says I will never be 100% healthy. I just don't understand
he's
that. I don't
30.
know. It's really no context behind it. He just said it dry and straight.
He's 37 years old, dude, and an ankle
Hmm.
injury like that could mess him up. But it's LeBron James,
Right.
and I don't. I think LeBron James is doing this. Maybe he's doing this, like I said, for so people could get off of him. Maybe this is what the Lakers need. They need to be put down. They were thought of as the best team, automatically going to win the finals. The cockiness put them through this, and now they have to face adversity as a team. Maybe this is good for
Hmm.
them. Maybe it is. But I'm not going to be out here and be a faker fan and
Hmm.
say that we're going to lose the NBA final. No, I believe in my Lakers. I I really think we still have a chance. I still don't lose in hope. Am I sad that we lose? Yes. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. Does it do I get mad? Yes. But I'm not gonna give up hope. Why give up hope when you have literally the best roster on paper? Why?
Hmm.
I don't think there's any reason to give up hope. And not only that, that the
Yeah.
Lakers could, there's still playoffs to play. Remember, the playoffs are for teams that get hot at the right moment. Who can get hot faster?
Right.
Who can get hot faster?
Hmm. And I think too, like y'all got players on your guys' team, right? You guys play you most of you got I mean you the new guys like you got Dennis Schroeder, Montrezl Marc Gasol, right? They're the new guys.
And
But all your other guys play with each other. LeBron, Davis, Caruso, Kuzma, Caldwell Pope, Horton Tucker, all those guys been playing with each other, right?
mm-hmm,
So you guys already have that chemistry built, right? So you guys are not like it's not like you guys are the Nets, right?
mm-hmm.
The Nets, they're injured and they have no chemistry. That's why even though like the Nets, they're still up there, and stuff like that, record wise and seating wise, but like the Nets is where I look at them. I'm like, that's a bit concerning. Who were the Lakers? All I'm saying about the Lakers, the only thing I'm really concerned about y'all is health. If y'all healthy, most of your guys play with each other, so it wouldn't be that big of an issue, right? And that's the thing about the Lakers, and I don't think I agree with you. You shouldn't give up because as long as you guys get healthy, you guys get hot. I mean, when the Lakers are healthy and in a rhythm, they're unbeatable. I mean, we seen that last year in the playoffs. They got hot. They were playing with rhythm, and you guys didn't get beat. You guys won the championship,
And when
and
we
I think
and when
that.
we did lose, we literally
Mhm.
came back the next game and blew a team out.
Yep,
Like
like you guys lost game one, right, of the Nugget series.
no of the
Whenever you
the
guys won
no we won
the
we lost the
no,
first
you game one. I'm sorry, the Portland series. You lost game one of the Portland series.
Portland and Houston we lost, and then the
Houston,
next the next
hmm
four games we blew them out all four.
you won. Yep, and that's how the Lakers operate, man. And that's one thing I respect about you guys' team is that you can never sleep on the Lakers when they're healthy. It's all about getting healthy, man. It's all about y'all getting healthy. Y'all get healthy. The Lakers get healthy. The sky's the limit.
And
The
and
sky is.
not only that, Frank Vogel needs to stop being a cuck. He's waiting for LeBron. He needs to play these role players better. When players are
Mhm,
coming out and say you should have these players starting, there's a problem
mhm.
with your coaching.
Yeah, that's a coaching problem too. Frank Vogel. I mean, obviously, he's waiting for LeBron to get healthy to really coach at his best. No, this is the time right here, right now, to get your role players in a rhythm, so that way when LeBron comes back, LeBron can get these role players involved in the game, and they'll already be in a rhythm. So LeBron will be able to catch up to these role players and be able to get in the rhythm faster. Don't just have like Marcus Gasol. You guys benched him when you guys first signed Drummond, and you guys made him the third string center. And Marcus also, he was complaining. Well, not really complaining, but he was like, "Damn, like I was told when I first signed here that I'd be a big part of the rotation. Now I just got pushed back as the third guy, and then the next game something happens to Drummond, and he's the starter again. So he goes back from the third guy to the starter to the second. You guys don't know what you want to do with Montrezl Harrell. You guys don't know if you want to freaking have Montrezl Harrell the power forward off the bench and center off the bench. You guys just don't know what you want to do. The lineups with these Lakers have not been consistent, and I feel like when you had AD and LeBron out for a lot of the season, you should have a consistent lineup by now, especially with all your role players and Andre Drummond. You guys should have a consistent lineup. And Frank Vogel, I don't know what he's doing with these lineups. It's like he's like just picking out of a hat. You start, you start, you start, you start, you start. It's like he's picking out of a hat, and whatever name gets picked, you starting. It's weird, bro. I don't know why Frank Vogel's doing this.
Not only that, Kuzma needs to be traded.
Sold the game, bro. Sold the game versus Portland. AD did his absolute best to get the ball, get Kuzma wide open shots. When the Portland Trailblazers seen that AD was going off and they started focusing and keying in on him, and other guys were open like Kuzma, and Kuzma was missing his shots, Kyle Kuzma gets paid. I believe he got paid a 4-year, $40 million contract, and you get paid $10 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be the superstar. And I don't want people to get this misunderstood. Kyle Kuzma's not there to be a superstar. He's there to do what he needs to do, and that is to hit open shots when he gets them, play aggressive on defense, and basically just be a good role player, be a good leader. And him missing those wide open shots that he gets, that is not what you want from Kyle Kuzma. He's one of your biggest role players off the bench, right? He's one of your
Fix your mic.
biggest role players off the bench. Kyle Kuzma, right? He's one of your biggest, one of your. I mean, sometimes can be one of your best players off the bench. You guys, this is Kyle Kuzma's type of guy that you guys need off the bench to guys. But when he's missing wide open shots like he did this game, I can't see him being good in the playoffs, dude. Kyle Kuzma has been selling. And then next game, right, he's gonna go out and get like 25 points, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, look at Kyle Kuzma! See, if only he can do this every game." And it's like, man, I'm not a Laker fan, but I just give up on Kyle Kuzma. I give up my hope on Kyle Kuzma being like a really good player. He can be maybe average, but I just as him being a really good player or even a decent role player sometimes, I just be like, whatever, man. Just forget Kyle Kuzma.
Mm-hmm. And man, look at to all the people who still think this is mainly towards the Laker fans. To those who think
Yeah.
us losing this game is the reason why we're not going to make the playoffs, I hope I hope you will, and I hope you find a new team because you're not a Laker fan if you believe that this loss is the reason why we don't make the playoffs. We've been playing inconsistent,
Hmm.
terrible the last 10 games. I believe we're 3-10 the last couple of games,
I believe so.
and I've been patiently waiting. I'm still waiting. I've been saying just this team needs to get healthy in order to be there. And I'm still waiting for the team. I'm still gonna wait. I still have hope in this team. There's a lot of Laker fans who are already giving up hope. And to those Laker fans, I don't want to see you celebrating if we win this year. I don't want to see you dancing because you gave up hope already. And
Hmm.
I still think the Lakers have a chance of winning a title, and I still think we're the favorites to win it. And I think we could win it.
I mean, when healthy, you guys should be the number one team to be the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are just. I mean, the fans aren't making this better. I mean, I'm looking at the standings right now, right?
Seventh seed
I
right now.
mean, you're 2 games back from the 5 seed. You're 1 game back from the 6 seed. You're the 7th seed right now. This is just frustrating to look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just know that that 7 seed Lakers, if they were healthy all year, would be that 1 seed. And it's like even though they're the 7 seed, I'm not like let's look at the 7 seed in the East, right? We got I believe it's the Boston Celtics, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Celtics. Y'all are not like the Boston Celtics, right? Y'all haven't been healthy like they've been healthy majority of the year, right? Like I don't look at y'all and be like, oh, y'all just like the Boston Celtics on how y'all fell off. Nah, the Lakers are still, man, y'all still a dangerous team. And I just think Lakers fans need to chill out. Y'all just need to chill out a little bit, man. Because it's just I don't think y'all should. Obviously, y'all should be stressed out. Y'all should be worried, but don't hit the panic button. Especially saying you're gonna lose in a play-in tournament because that's just false. That's nah, man. I just y'all really think y'all gonna lose to the Spurs in a play-in tournament? The Grizzlies, the Warriors in a play-in tournament?
Well,
Nah,
we
man.
we could
I
lose to the
just
Grizzlies. The Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies maybe, but y'all think y'all gonna lose to the Spurs and the Warriors in a play-in game, bro?
You know,
Nah, and I love Steph Curry, but he's the only person they got right now.
and
It's, it's Lakers fans. I think yes, is it time to be a little bit worried? Yeah,
yes.
but I don't think y'all should be saying, "Oh, we're gonna lose the play game or miss the playoffs or do this and do that," because nah, man, y'all are gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, what happens in the playoffs, whatever. But I think you guys are still definitely gonna make it. Please.
There's a difference though. There's fans that who say they still have, who still think this team will make playoffs, and there's just teams that there's just guys who lost hope. I'm not. I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
worried. I'm worried for the Lakers. Do I lose hope? No, I
Yep.
still think this team can win a finals. But
Mm-hmm.
there's already fans that say we're gonna not even make the playoffs, and you have this is sad to see that, because
Mm-hmm.
to see us lose hope. Not only that, all of Los Angeles right now are losing. The Lakers and Dodgers, the number one teams in Los Angeles, are not doing their best, and it's scary to see. The Dodgers not so scary because it's the beginning of the season. There's still like 2 billion games left.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to worry about the Dodgers right now, and I see a lot of Dodger fans being worried about this. You don't need to worry right now. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to get healthy, and Lakers, get worried. Not so worried. Be patient. Be patient.
Mm-hmm.
You could say we've been patient for so long. You could get mad at LeBron for sitting out this game, but just be patient. Our time will come. Look at Knicks fans have been waiting forever for this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start giving up now since we were barely, since it seems like we're declining or something. No, don't. I've
Yeah.
seen hardship. I've seen my Lakers be absolute fucking dog shit. I've seen this team
Mm-hmm.
be absolute doggy shit. And I never gave up hope. I always said we'd whenever we beat the Warriors in 2016, 2014, no 2016 through the years when we were bad. I always thought we were the badass motherfuckers, you know? I always thought we were like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
we're the best." You know? But
Mm-hmm.
it's fuck. I don't know how to say this. It's don't give up hope. Don't give up hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because we still have the king here. We
Yeah.
still have the king. And the king may be hurt, but you still have his trusty right hand man, the one eyebrowed. You have the Montrezl Herald, a goon.
Mm-hmm.
You have old man fucking Gasol, who's still
Mm-hmm.
playing at a good level. Dennis Schroeder, when healthy, a great 3 point shooter. This team is
Mm-hmm.
disgusting when healthy. And it's going to be fun to see how this plans out. I want to see how this plans out. Do we win? Do we make the playoffs? Do we lose in the first round? We'll see. If and this is look at, if the Dodgers beat the number one seed. No, sorry. If the Lakers beat the number one seed as the eighth seed, let's say we do jump to the eighth seed, and we beat the number one seed, we're winning the finals. I'm calling it right there. We're winning the finals. I
Well, see, here's the thing: you guys are gonna make the finals, but like you might have to see a team, you know, over here on the East Coast that like.
you mean the Cleveland Cavaliers, according to some people,
Oh yeah, according to Christensen, yeah, actually the Cavs.
biggest threat in the East.
Yeah, yeah. That's complete without some about right. B Christensen,
Oh
Cavs
wait,
are the biggest threat.
he's asleep.
Yeah, yeah, he's asleep. But, if you're watching this, hey, look,
I'm gonna slap you, B, one day. Fucking.
just one day, man, one day.
But anything else before I go cry because my LA teams are pathetic right now?
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
nah, man. But this was a cool episode. We got to see we got Isaiah's point of view, the Laker fan point of view, to see, what he thought about his team. Talked about other NBA teams, the Eastern Conference, and Green Bay Packers, the Niners, all that good stuff. I think we touched on everything that we decided to discuss this episode. So other than that, hey, this is the end. And if you made it this far, you're a legend.
Yeah, if you
Unless your name is Iggy. Iggy, you're not a legend. Don't ever
shut up,
think you're a
Miggy,
legend. All right.
fucking bitch. All right, but if you did make
Yeah.
it this far, comment in the chat. Say McDonald's. All right, say
Yup.
McDonald's. And if you don't,
Mm-hmm.
we know you didn't watch the whole thing. You're a bitch for that.
Yup.
We could talk shit because I know damn well only like 3-4 people watched the whole thing through
Yeah.
it. So for the people who do watch it all through, thank you guys so much. Any MG, any last words before we head out?
Also, people who also too, people might not watch the whole thing, but people might be watching at this point. They probably just skip past this wait to see when we start talking about the Lakers, because I think obviously the Lakers are like the biggest thing on this episode. So people who actually watch the whole thing and then skip all the way back here to hear about the Lakers talk, you're a legend. Because there's probably like 10 to 15 people who probably just skipped all the way back here to hear about the Lakers. No, I'm talking about the people who watch from the beginning to end. You're the legends. Like I said, if you're one of them, you're not a legend. Don't ever think that. All right, dude.
All right.
But
And remember
other than
to
that, I think we out.
yep. And always remember to subscribe to me, MG and B Christian. I'm on the road to 1,000. MG's on the road to 300, and B Christian's on the
Mm-hmm.
road to 100. As always, remember, guys, take care and piss off, cunts.